Hey there, Lincoln County. This is Dr. Allen coming to you this week for your core communication for May the 17th, 2024. I am joined by our brand new mental health coordinator, April Graham. April has joined us this year, and we're going to kind of take a peek behind the scenes with her job and what she does to support all of our students and our schools in the county. So with that, April, thanks for being my partner this week. What is it that you do? If you were to describe somebody in Walmart and says, "Oh, April, hey, what are you doing now?" What would you say?
So I would just let them know that I work for Lincoln County Schools as their mental health coordinator. And within that role, my job is to help support students with disabilities. So any students with 504s or IEPs, I'm providing mental health counseling to those students. I also provide feedback and support to schools if they have any behavioral or mental health concerns for their students. And I also support families by connecting them with resources and just supporting them with their child's mental health needs.
All right, so definitely it's a position that is unique to us, new to us for April to have this year, and definitely has shown its value and proven its effectiveness and worth. And so we're definitely looking forward to continued great outcomes from that. So speaking of, you talked about helping support kids. So what would you say if you had to kind of give some highlights of what are some of the big nuggets, big rock things that our kids are dealing with today?
Good question. So for me, in my experience, what I see is a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is on the rise, especially for our middle school and high school students. They are very overwhelmed, and that has been evident in just by the amount of support that I've been asked to handle as far as that. Even for our elementary students, behavioral disorders are on the rise as well. We're seeing an uptick in just emotional disturbances, outbursts, and depression is kind of right behind that with all of our students across the board.
Wow, okay. Those are heavy words to process and think that our kids, 5-year-olds to our 18-year-olds are dealing with all that. All right, so obviously we're close to the end of the school year. We're getting ready to roll into spring break, or summer break, excuse me. I'm going backwards. Summer break. If you were to talk to kids or people listening to this and parents, what are some tips that you have for helping parents be aware of mental health issues over the summer?
Yes. So I want parents to just be aware that, students won't have that constant check-in anymore like they do day to day. From their counselors, their teachers, principals. So it's going to be really important that parents try to kind of establish a routine for their kids every day, right? Summer break is about relaxation and fun, but kids still thrive with the routine. So trying to establish a routine, sit down with your child and talk about new hobbies and new activities they like to try, but then give them the opportunity to actually act out, some of those hobbies, providing them with access to that. I would also say making sure that they're eating healthy, staying active, and getting enough rest, right? They're gonna be sleeping over the break, but if they're sleeping all day long, or you notice that they're irritable and they're just not really enjoying the summertime, then that's probably cause for concern, and there are places that you can reach out to for more support.
So speaking of those support resources, our last kind of question, are there places, are there tools, are there resources that you would recommend for parents, either online or in person in our community, that they would have access to if they needed that?
Yes. So if your child is already receiving counseling service, the majority of our providers are still offering that service over the summer. Sometimes parents like to take breaks, but mental health should be treated like anything else. Allow them to continue over the summer. NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Health, they are another great resource that parents can Google and look up and find tools and tips to kind of talk to their students about mental health concerns. The 988 number that you can always call if there's an emergency or you're just concerned. We also have Phoenix Mobile Crisis right here in Lincoln County, where if you are really unsure about what to do, you can give them a call. They'll come right out to you in the time of crisis.
All right, that's good stuff. Thank you. Lots of good information. Parents, if you have any questions, you can reach out to your school counselor before school's over. You can reach out to your school social worker as well. And if you need to, we can put you in touch with April here at our office. So appreciate your time and your insight and your preparation for our summer break. Parents, a couple things as we wrap up the school year. Integrate testing was occurring this week at our middle school and high school. Board of Education met on Tuesday. We celebrated a lot of cool kids for their Engage and Inspire opportunities to be recognized, for Senior Spotlight, a lot of athletics, a lot of writing awards. The Flo Robinson Lineberger Award winners were there, and our Young Lincoln leaders. So we had a full gamut of celebrations this past week, and it was such a good night. Today is our Young Athletes Day. You know, when we're recording this a little bit before Friday, but if it's raining, who knows when Young Athletes Day will be, but it is scheduled for today at Highland Park. Definitely is always a good chance for our pre-K kids to go and enjoy some opportunities to run around. End of course testing also starts today at our high schools, and that will run through next Thursday at each of our high schools. Speaking of that, we only have 4 days of school left for our students, and our last day of school is the 23rd. Summer school does begin for those students who need that opportunity to finish up in the summer, June 10th through June 28th. That is by invitation, and if you have a question, reach out to your school principal. Middle school summer camps. This is the cool part of the summer, as we talked about summer things to do. Middle schoolers, rising 7th and rising 8th graders can participate in career-focused camps at School of Technology, and that is June 10th through the 13th, 17th through the 20th, or 24th through the 27th. If you haven't signed up already, or if you're still interested in finding out more, reach out to your middle school principal or your counselor or our School of Tech staff, and they can hook you up with that. And then last but not least, we want to thank our PTOs, our athletic boosters, our band boosters, all those parent organizations that support our students, support our teachers, support our administrators, and definitely support our whole school community. We couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate all the work you've done this year to help us. Next week, we'll have our final core communication video, and I'll wrap up the school year for you with a lot of graduation-minded stuff, and so look forward to wrapping up the school year with you next year. And until then, thank you for joining us, and help us remember to teach your children what it means to be safe and kind to others in their actions and their words. Y'all take care.